What up, YouTube? I am Dom Knight. This is Night Talks. We're back with another Am I the A-Hole? Guys, we got a new goal. Just gonna let it be known. 600 subs by the end of June would help me out a lot, and I appreciate you. Let's get right into it. Okay, first story for the day. Am I the A-Hole for telling my first date at the end of our date he couldn't stay with me, thus essentially leaving him nowhere to go at 11 p.m. in a small town? Tonight, I went on my first internet dating app meeting-date. I am new to meeting people online, and all I knew was that I did not plan on letting anybody I just met know where I live. So I had told this guy, who I have only been messaging for 4 days, that I did not allow strangers to stay in my place, and I thought that was that. Well, when I arrived to have a drink with this man, he mentioned staying at my place, and I reiterated, I do not allow strangers to stay, and I also do not have a spare bed. I assumed he must have had other arrangements because he didn't push the issue. Come 11 o'clock, I have had a delightful time with this guy, but it's late and I am tired, so I let him know I'm about to make treks. Then it got awkward, as I realized he thought he was staying with me. I apologized to him and explaining it wasn't him. It was a blanket rule I have for all men, all people actually. I will not take them to my home until I know them. He seemed disappointed and I just changed the topic, called my taxi and went home. So I think I might be the a-hole here because obviously there was a terrible miscommunication. English is his second language, and perhaps I gave him the wrong impression, and because of this, a guy may be sleeping in the park of a small rural Australian town. When I should have been more stern about the seriousness of my no stranger policy. I also could have tried to help him find accommodations, but I chose not to. Am I the a-hole? Well, no, obviously not. All right. First things first, I'm proud of you. You should not be letting any strangers just come to your house all willy-nilly. You don't know this guy. You don't know this dude from Adam. He could be anyone. This dude, you could wake up in a bathtub full of ice with your spleen missing. Okay? No, this is not okay, acceptable. You guys, this is your first time meeting this guy. No, it's his own fault. You told him, I ain't letting you stay. And you've said this multiple times. You said it while you were talking to him, before the date, during the date. Like, I don't know what you had to do to get through to him that this is not going to happen. I understand English might be his second language, but I mean, if you guys are messaging, texting, I don't like, you know how to read, right? I'm sure he could interpret no. I feel like no is the same in like almost every language. So like, yeah, no means no. Okay, it's a first date. I don't know why he would think that this would even be okay. It's one thing if you've known this guy for a while and you just started to date. That's one thing, but no, man, he can't stay at your place. I understand that. It's not safe. It's not what you should be doing. No, fully understand. So you get 0 out of 10. You get a solid 0. There's no reason for this. No problem. You are not the a-hole. You made yourself known and clear. He should have made other arrangements. I mean, I don't know how far he lives, but bro, just like you got a taxi, I guess y'all still use taxis in Australia. I don't know anybody who uses taxis out here in America. We pretty Ubered up. But he could have got himself a cab and went back to his place or wherever. You know, it's not on you. You're not the a-hole. Next story. Am I the a-hole for asking my boyfriend to stop emulating Winnie the Pooh? So this conflict came up recently because I, a 24-year-old female, moved in with my boyfriend, 25. The issue is that he started walking around the apartment and spending most of his days completely bottomless. Had his thing out with just his shirt on. He calls this Winnie the Poohing. He told me he started it during work from home because he thought it was funny to be on a Zoom and just not have pants on. I'll be honest, it makes me a little uncomfortable for him to just constantly have his thing out in front of me. So I have requested he just wear boxers at least. He thinks I'm trying to be too controlling and that I should appreciate his body. However, it just feels kind of unsanitary and weirdly dangerous. He was cooking with oil and a drop of oil spat out on the pan and landed on his thing. Ouch. So, am I the a-hole for not wanting to constantly look at my boyfriend's thing? This is a weird one. It's an interesting one, you know. Some of these, they get funny. I'm going to say you are not the a-hole. This is kind of weird. I don't know. Me personally, when I'm chilling, when I'm sitting back at the house, just chilling, watching TV, whatever. I got on sweats or joggers. I got on at least a t-shirt or a tank top. I usually got a hoodie on, something. I'm usually pretty covered up. So for me, that's weird. I wouldn't feel comfortable myself walking around with my thing dangling about. But some people are different. And his reasoning as to why he started doing it's weird. You just thought it would be funny to be in a Zoom meeting with your pants off. What if you had to stand up real quick in front of the camera? I don't know. And just like you said, bro, it's kind of gross. Like, every time he sits on anything, this dude's man, meat, and juice are all touching everything. It's just, I don't know. I wouldn't be down for it. I wouldn't be a fan. It's a little gross. So I don't think you're the a-hole. I'm gonna give you a 0 out of 10. Your boyfriend here, I'm gonna give him a 1.5, maybe a 2, just because he's not necessarily a huge a-hole here. But I mean, I think he's got to understand how this can make even your girlfriend feel a little weird. It's like she comes home from work and the first thing she sees, not that it's a problem, but the first thing she sees is you in just a t-shirt, with your thing dangling about. I don't even know what this guy's body looks like. I don't know if he's got a pot belly and just like Winnie the Pooh, he's got a tight t-shirt on, his stomach hanging out too. I don't know. It's just weird. I never heard of this phrase. I never heard of anyone actually doing this. So I think it's, and like you said, you're not asking him to cover up completely. Like, bro, just put some drawers on and keep it moving. I don't know. Some might disagree with me on this, but I think he should just be open to at least putting some underwear on. All right. Next story. Am I the a-hole for continuing to smoke after my boyfriend told me to stop? I'm a 20-year-old female. My boyfriend is a 22-year-old male. Been together for 5 years and recently moved in with me. I've been smoking weed since I was 17, and he never really approved, so I just didn't do it when I was around him. When he first moved in, he told me he didn't want me smoking in the house, and since he lives there now and pays bills, I felt like I could compromise a bit and smoke in my car. I started smoking in my car, and he says I should stop doing that because my car smells like it. So I started smoking on the back porch. When I smoke on the back porch, he tells me the smell gets in from my outside, so I decided to say F it and smoke right on my couch and watch TV since he smells it no matter where I smoke. He told me it's disrespectful because he lives there now. Am I the a-hole? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say you're not the a-hole. And this one is probably gonna be the one people may disagree with me the most on. First of all, when you guys met, he knew you were a stoner. All right. So he accepted that. That comes with being with you, that you're going to be smoking. All right. So that's one thing. He knew what he was getting into. 2, he moved into your place. Yes, he pays bills. Yes, I get all that, but it's still your place. It sounds like this is a place you already had, and he's bringing himself into it. When you come into someone's space, someone's house, someone's apartment, you got to respect their rules and what they do. All right. I'm not saying you should just be walking around chiefing up, blowing all in his face. You know what I mean? I ain't saying do all that, but it's like clearly he has a problem with it. No matter what you do or how you try to do it, he has a problem with it. And it sounds like he's trying to change you and get you to stop. Hey, he knew what he was getting into when he started dating you. You guys been together for 5 years. Okay? So, I mean, man, 5 years. Y'all been together since you were 15 years old. So you guys have kind of grown up together. This may not be your forever guy. I mean, 15 to date the same. I mean, who knows? You guys could be the little high school sweethearts. It's much more rare these days, but it's not to say that you guys won't be that. But he still knew who he was getting into it with. And you tried to compromise. You went outside. No, you bring it in the house. You went in your car. This is your car. You went and smoked in. He has a problem because now your car that you drive smells like it. All right, fine. If he don't want to smell it, then when y'all go somewhere, he can drive his car. Whatever. Like, no matter what you do, it's a problem. I'm sorry. This is your place just as much as it is his. All right? I'm sure there's things he does around the house that bothers you, but you let slide. You need to be like, listen, bro. Y'all got to come up with a compromise that isn't so one-sided, because this doesn't seem like a compromise now. It seems like you're just bending to cater to his needs, or wants, I should say. So my suggestion is you can, I don't know if this is a house. I'm guessing it's an apartment. You guys are only 20. I'm guessing it's not super big either. If you guys got a bedroom, go in the bathroom. I don't know. Plug up the door with a towel, light some candles, some incense, open some windows, spray it up, whatever. He's just gonna have to deal with this, bro. He's gonna have to get used to it. And I'm sorry, it's probably like, it's gonna become a problem in your relationship if he can't accept it. Plenty of couples, are around where one of them has a vice or something that they do, drink, smoke, whatever, that the other person doesn't. The other person's typically cool with that. And they know this and they deal with it, whether they may not be the biggest fan, but they're not going to let it come in between the relationship. He's letting it become a bigger and bigger problem. This is what you like to do. All right. And there's nothing wrong with it. You do whatever you want. But he's just going to have to deal with the fact that, hey, you're going to smoke and it is what it is. And if he can't deal with that, then, he might need to find someone who doesn't smoke. It's that simple. So you get a 0 out of 10. I'm gonna give your boyfriend a 2 out of 10, just for just being so nitpicky and controlling about it. He's giving you 0 options. The only option he's trying to give you is to quit. That's not fair to you when he came into this knowing what you do, and you've been doing it for the last 3 years. So if it's that big of a problem, he needs to bounce. It's that simple. All right, guys. I'm Dom Knight. This is Night Talks. Fun as usual. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more content, hit the little notification bell so you don't miss anything I upload. I'm going to toss my social medias right there for you. Follow me on Instagram, only if you want to. And I will be back on Wednesday.
Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up, I got some gas, some packs, I'm up in the greenhouse. Ball it up, I'm with the gang, we taking shots off the rebound. Fucking my post, the same now.